We are talking today about part 2 of graduation. Just a little review of what I talked about yesterday. And I just have a real passion for graduation. I just know how exciting it can be for your students, them getting that well-deserved pat on the back and feeling that they're making progress, because all that progress just leads to higher interest. If I see progress, I'm feeling good about myself. My interest raises. So I start attending classes more. I start getting better. I get to another graduation, and that whole thing just spiralings up. So it's really important that we have a graduation. We really make kids feel super, super good about themselves. We make parents really proud of their children. We make families really proud of their dads and their moms that be in the program. It's just a huge event. Not to mention all the guests we have that come in and watching these other people and who we have the opportunity to inspire. And if we inspire people, get their names and numbers, it's a great way to get new students in and upgrade our present students to regular programs or to a higher revenue programs. Testing is also just good for revenue. We talked last week with William Pierce. He started talking about how to set up a PG so you can collect your testing fees, so you actually don't have to talk to students one-on-one and ask them for the fees, or it's a big process where you have 200 students coming into classes. When they're coming to classes, they're bringing their intent to promote, and that can become cumbersome. It may be a much easier way to do it if you do some type of PG where they can get online when they're at home, fill out their questionnaire, even fill out their intent to promote, and at the same time, they can pay their fees right then and there. So that's just a really good. Steve Butts just joined us. Steve Butts, I'm going to mute you because I started recording this, but I'm going to talk to you in a little while. So then we talked about just different ideas for your graduation. What can we do to make your graduation so special? And we talked about just setting up the atmosphere of one of celebration. It's really an opportunity to make students realize their progress, again, inspire their friends. If you can get their teachers there and have the opportunity to not only showcase the students, but educate the teachers on what martial arts is about, it's that atmosphere of celebration. Since it's an easy for you to say, since it's an atmosphere of celebration, we want to make sure we decorate right, and we use the colors of our school. We have ribbons, we have balloons. We talked about everyone we have to get involved with, so we're not doing this ourselves. We have CIT members, and they're opening the doors and handing out schedules. We have our front office people that are there to answer any questions. If you're in an area we're just concerned about the kids, you want to make sure everything's safe, I suggested that you hire an off-duty police officer to have a presence outside your school. I think that's just a really good idea, not only to make the people feel secure, to make sure they are secure. We talk about either the instructor's going to be the MC of the event, or you may want to have one of your high-energy instructors be the MC of the event. We want to make sure there are plenty of assistance, so it comes to handing out belts. There's no downtime there. That's done in an expedited manner. Want to make sure we have a DJ who's playing music, adjusting the volume. So while you're talking, the volume goes down. When the kids are performing, the volume goes up. And we also talked about getting parents involved for the celebration table. So the celebration table is where all the students are going to go after they get the belts, after they get the certificates. You may have a potluck, you may have pizza, you may have just something for the kids to enjoy. But this isn't something a staff member needs to do. There's a lot of parents that really get involved in your program, and having them handing out drinks and handing out piece of pizza is just a great way to get that accomplished. So then I talked a little bit about just preparing for graduation, how we want to start thinking of the music. We want to start thinking, okay, this is going to be from 7 to 8 o'clock. And I'm going to start right at 7. We're not going to start at 7:05. I'm not going to have everyone waiting, but I'm going to have a countdown. As soon as it's 7 o'clock, we're going to get started. And yesterday I explained that when the church I go to, they actually have a countdown clock, and you can see it. They've never started even 2 seconds late. They get started right on time, and usually at the time the pastor's talking to people, people are talking to each other, And so they just start to music. Music starts really loud. Everyone starts getting up, and they have one of the pastors who heads the music division. He's up there singing. After he's done singing, people start to quiet down. Now they have everyone's attention. So it's a really good way to capture everyone's attention. Just like when you start your graduation at school, students are talking, parents are talking to each other. People are coming in, they're getting their seats, someone's talking to instructors. Well, we don't want to yell at them to sit down. So having the music playing and having them all clapping, then they just sit down. It's just a real good way to make sure we get started exactly at time. So that was kind of the pre-frame into graduation. For those that really haven't planned out a graduation, I want to kind of talk about that now. And I just did a quick theme this morning. I said, okay, if I'm going to do graduation, I know could be a Wednesday night, it could be a Friday night. I want to make sure the dads are there. I also want to make sure if it is a Friday night, the dads aren't spending all night at the martial arts school. They want us to get the weekend started. So what can we do to make it really special of an event, but still get it done in an hour's time? I think it's really important that not only do you have a schedule, this is like your class plan for your graduation. If I was going to introduce someone, I would have their name written down. I don't want to mess up anyone's name. I don't want to forget a name. I don't want to forget to announce someone. So this is going to be either written down, put on a clipboard, or it's going to be on my iPad, and I'm going to use my iPad. But this is my time. I'm going to watch the clock, and the whole idea is to put on an amazing show in 1 hour, have everyone just have an emotional roller coaster where they get all emotional at the kids doing stuff. They're screaming, they're clapping, and they go, wow, that was just an amazing hour. So at 7 o'clock, we're going to start the music, like I said. The music that I picked out was Let's Get It Started by the Black Eyed Peas. I think that's just a great one. It's a real upbeat music. It's current. So we start that music. It's 5 minutes long. So at 7:05, we're going to welcome the parents. Whoever you decide to do this, it could be an instructor, it could be your MC. So welcome the parents. We're thanking everyone for coming to our graduation. We're going to tell them what to expect, how this is a celebration. If they happen to make eye contact with their kids, it's all right to give them a clap. It's all right to give them a thumbs up. I mean, this is their special day. And the more celebration, the more impact. We want to be one of those magic moments. Magic moment is a time that happens that even 2 years from now, they're going to remember how special that night was. So we're going to tell them what to expect. I'm going to teach them how to do a U rock. So if the kids are really good and I go to the parents, give them a U rock, I go 1, 2, and all the parents go, U rock. It's just a cool way to get the parents involved in doing something and making everyone who's participating in the graduation feel really, really good. So that's going to take me 3 minutes. After those 3 minutes, I'm going to get started by introducing each belt group. I kind of think of it like this. When they have a football game and they introduce the team and everyone's running through the tunnel and people are clapping, the music's going, that's this part of the graduation. So if they have the kids sitting on the floor in the back and go, I just want to introduce our little dragon team, and all the little dragons get up, everyone starts clapping. Maybe you have a back room or second room, and all the students are in the second room, and now it's just like the tunnel they come running through, so the music's playing, everyone's clapping, and we're just making the kids feel special through this introduction. 7:12, we're going to go right into the student creed. Now, the student creed, they do every class. It's just the affirmations they say that they're doing and learning. It's a great way to introduce to the parents, the school teachers, aunts and uncles, grandparents, that we are more than about punching, blocking, and kicking. We're about developing self-confidence, self-esteem, doing the right type of things. So we're going to have them say the student creed. Now, I like to have this a lot of impact. Every school's got that 4 or 5-year-old that's got a lot of confidence and that can say the student creed. And it's really, really neat when you introduce one of those 4-year-olds and they lead the student creed. So now you have 100 students, you have 400 parents and friends, you got a little 4-year-old leading everyone through the student creed. This is proof that your program works. I mean, this is what it's all about. So after the creed, now you talk to parents and go, wasn't Emma great? Emma got up there, and I got to tell you, Emma's only 4 years old. And she got up with so much confidence. And did you hear that booming voice? That's what martial arts is all about. It's all about the self-confidence and self-esteem we develop in your child. That's going to change their entire life. I mean, they're going to go to school. They're going to be more respectful. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking a benefit and I'm blowing it up. I'm trying to paint the picture of the perfect kid. Your child's here doing martial arts, but really developing into that child that's going to get good grades, that's going to have good relationships, that's going to get a scholarship for school, and it's going to do real good in high school, and they have a great life ahead of them. I mean, this is what it's all about. That's what we have Emma here. And Emma just is a shining example of that. I mean, I know parents, to get up in front of 500 people, that would be shaking in their boots, but Emma did an amazing job. So that should take you 3 to 4 minutes. So now we're going to want to get the kids going. We're already into this now, 15 minutes, and we have the kids doing a warm-up. The warm-up is not so impressive to watch, but it's going to get rid of the butterflies that some of these kids may have. So we're going to do a warm-up for only 3 minutes. So they may do some jumping jacks and some exercises. They're all doing it together. As they're doing these warm-ups, it's a great opportunity for the instructor to ask leading questions about benefits. Hey guys, when you keep practicing like this, I'm really impressed. And I know we just got it started, but that's a lot of jumping jacks. You started getting tired. Having that ability to keep going when you're tired, what do you call that? I know it begins with a P, and a kid uses perseverance. Exactly, perseverance. So they're doing their warm-up. At the same time, you're pulling out questions that they're going to explain the benefits. Again, it's teaching the parents about more than what we do. So the parents are watching the kids. The kids are looking really good, but the kids are talking about what they're learning through the martial arts school. So at 7:18, 18 minutes into the program, now it's time to showcase. I'm going to showcase each belt separately. And what I'm going to showcase them on is some of the new curriculum, and I'm going to choose them by what I think they do really, really well. Some of my green belts, they've got some self-defense techniques, and I think my green belts look totally awesome. So I'm going to showcase them on the self-defense techniques. My white belts going to yellow belts, they look pretty good, but they really look good in the horse stance, doing reverse punches and getting a lunge stance and doing snap kicks. So I want to make them looking good, because if I showcase the kids looking really, really good, it makes the school look really, really good. That means that the instructors are doing their job, and me as the master instructor, I'm doing a great job. Parents have been there watching their students take class after class for 3 months. They've seen the curriculum over and over and over again. This is graduation. This isn't testing. I'm not testing them on their curriculum. What I'm really doing is showcasing their skill levels. So this is going to go on for about 20 minutes. I have 7:18 to 7:35, so just under 20 minutes. And then after that, it's time to have the demo team perform. This is kind of our halftime break. The kids did their warm-up. The kids did their spotlighting. Now I want to make sure the demo team gets a chance to perform. This isn't going to be real lengthy, but the whole idea here is to show the finished model. What does a junior black belt look like? What are these kids going to look like that are on the floor in their white, yellow, orange belts? What are they going to look like when they get their junior black belt? So that's why the demo team's performing. As soon as the demo team's done performing, I want my instructors to perform. My instructors could do breaking, they could do forms, they could do self-defense techniques, but it's really important that I highlight them. Because not only are going to highlight their performance, it's going to give me a chance to talk about them. So I can say, hey, everyone, before Steve gets out here and does his form, I just got to tell you, Steve's 18 years old. He's been a student here now for 5 years. People talk about kids growing up and parents having problems with kids. Man, I would love to have a teenager like Steve. He's so respectful. He's so respectful of his parents. He's getting good grades. He showed me his report card. I mean, he's an A and B student. He's an A and B student. He still teaches here 3 hours every other night. I mean, I can't say enough about him. I'm so grateful that he's a part of our school. Then let Steve do his performance. So again, they're watching his performance, and it gives you 2 opportunities. One is to praise Steve in front of his students and the parents. That's giving him huge recognition. We talk about, instructors. Instructors need to make money. They need to be learning something. Most importantly, they need recognition. So when you do graduation, you have a prime opportunity to give this recognition and have them do something really, really cool. The cool thing about instructors is, let me just back up. I remember running my school, and parents come up, go, do you do this stuff too? I go, what do you mean, do I do this stuff? Well, do you do martial arts? I've never seen you do it. They've seen me teach, but they never see me do it. So I had to get out there. Even the master instructor, I think, should do some type of performance. When I had my school in Coral Springs, Roger Krull ended up buying that school. And he would do some kicking and some breaking, and he's a master instructor, but he got out there, and it's really neat the way we get referrals. When we say we get referrals, it's because our school's remarkable. And our school's remarkable because people have something to say about it. When Roger used to get out there and we had ceiling tiles, he can jump up and do a jump spinning kick and kick the ceiling tiles. Well, that's something to talk about. If you're a 10-year-old kid and you see your instructor knock out the ceiling tiles in the ceiling of the school, they may not talk about how Roger's really patient, but man, this guy can fly. So have your instructors out there doing a good performance. So now we're into 7:45. We've already gone through 45 minutes. So we're going to go out there and we're going to review the performance. We're going to mention the students. We're also going to talk about, hey, you see some of these kids have different color uniforms. They're in a different program. In fact, all these kids over here with these gold tops are part of our leadership program. And I just want them to go out and I want them to do one of the things from our leadership program. So you highlight some of your add-on programs. So you may have Hyper as an add-on program. Well, it'd be really cool if your Hyper team did something special. You may have a combat fitness class for moms. Well, it'd be really cool if the moms get out there and did 3 minutes of combat fitness, just so other moms can see that, hey, these women are just like me, but they're getting more active, they're doing more fitness. I should be doing this myself. So, set aside 5 minutes to showcase a short performance of your add-on programs. 10 minutes left. Now this is belt presentation time. I've seen belt presentations done several ways. Some schools have all the students stand up. Parents have the belts. The parents go out and they do the belt presentation to the kids. Some schools feel funny about this because, well, the parents are giving the belts. Well, the parents are presenting the belts. But this type of presentation, you have a tremendous opportunity. Because after the parents tie the belt on the child, the parents tell the child how proud they are. So it's okay, parents, I know you're super proud of your kids, and I want to give you the opportunity to tell them right now. So you have 45 seconds to tell your child how proud you are. And this is where we talk about that emotional roller coaster. You get that one mom who starts sobbing because she probably hasn't got this emotional with their kids in a long time, or the dad who never says to his 10-year-old daughter how proud he is. And then you switch around. Okay, guys, now parents, it's time for your child to give you a little recognition and to thank you for all the hard work, all the time you spend in bringing them to martial arts. And so now the child says something back. So this is one of those emotional roller coasters. Or you may like to do your belt presentation a little more serious. Being a student of Ed Parker, we have a very choreographed belt presentation where we talk about longevity. If it's a lie to put on your new belt, you should put on your new belt. How you should be loyal to your family and to your students, and how there's still lots and lots to learn. So being a student at Parker, I had that pretty much memorized exactly word for word how Mr. Parker used to do it. I used to like to do that as my presentation. But the important thing is to make sure the presentation goes rather quickly. I've also been to schools where they have 100 people and they're introducing one student at a time, and the belt presentation takes 45 minutes. The kids are getting bored, the parents are getting antsy, so try to get it done within 5 to 10 minutes. Once you're done with that, you want to present the certificates. You could do it at the same time if you like. And then you want to tell the kids, okay, guys, I'm really, really happy for you. Getting your belt makes a big thing. You know, there's 12 steps to black belt. If I took 12 steps across this room, I mean, this is a huge step to the next big goal of black belt. And I'm really excited because next quarter, guess what we're doing? So you congratulate them and also pre-frame what's coming up. And not only that, but we're having a special guest next month, and we're going to have this type of event, this type of party. So pre-frame it. We want to celebrate today. At the same time, we want to make sure everyone comes back on Monday and they're ready to start working on their new curriculum. Then you want to invite everyone to stay and celebrate. Hey, parents, if you want to take pictures, all the instructors can be around to take pictures. In fact, we have a media wall over here with all our logos on it. You get a chance to stand in front of the media wall. We'll take pictures. You can post them on Facebook. Make sure you hashtag this, this, and this. And then have a reason for them to stay around. If you want to have pizza, that's a great way. But I don't want the parents just leaving. I want to have an opportunity to have all my instructors talk to all the parents. There's always a parent that just needs a little bit of edging for him to get into the program. There's always a child or friend that you can talk about getting into your program, so take advantage of that. So that would be a plan for a 1-hour graduation. Now, if you want to do yours shorter, fine, longer. I guess the important thing is this only took me maybe a half hour to write out, and my graduation would run like clockwork. I'm going to make sure that I've got my iPad, I've got the timer going on it, and I'm going through the time of this, and everything's going to be done as planned for success. Plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. That goes with your goal setting and with your graduation as well. Do you have any questions or add-ons? I know I tend to talk a little fast, and I got that done with graduation. Man, I could have almost done a graduation this time. It took me a half hour. I could only take more than I could do a graduation.
Well, I just want to say, Grandmaster Silva, we had a black belt ceremony yesterday, and a lot of similarities that you mentioned. And the highlight is just, you know, these parents crying because of their child's accomplishments, some that started way back in 2007, 2008. And it was a very, very emotional moment for them because one of the fathers was a military pilot for the Navy, and he had passed away during his missions. And I told the son that, you know, his father would be very proud of him to see that. And it was just, you just saw like everybody crying and stuff, and it was just really cool. And it was just very emotional, which is what you talked about. And you're just like, you feel so good. The kid feels so good inside, and the parents feel so good inside that they know that this is the right thing for them.
Yeah, I think it's real important. One thing I just want to mention now. I got invited to a neighbor's house the other day. Goes to the same church as I, and he's trying to do a thing where he's getting out of his comfort zone, inviting new people over to his house for dinner. So he invited me and a couple other people. And I told Gina, I'm not going to talk about martial arts. I don't want anyone to know I do martial arts. I said, it's all about them. It's not about me. So he went to the party, and one of the kids was there. One of their children had a martial arts uniform on. So then, again, we had to talk about martial arts. And Gina goes, wow, he's got his yellow belt already. And the dad goes, yeah, that's a joke. She goes, how did we go to this school? I don't know if they just need the money or whatever. My kid doesn't even pay attention to class, and they gave him his yellow belt. So kind of when I talk about that with, we want to make graduation, but it's got to be real. People graduating, people passing, it's got to be real. One other thing I thought was really neat, because I'm talking to these other people after, I still didn't tell them I was a martial artist and martial arts teacher. The guy said, well, the only thing I can make sure if it's real, I'm going to have my child switch over to jiu-jitsu. And both other parents go, yeah, we've been looking for a jiu-jitsu school. I found one. The guy goes, you're fine. This guy recommended jiu-jitsu school, and I got 3 parents that want to go to this jiu-jitsu school, which I thought was really amazing. It kind of shows you that it's probably why jiu-jitsu has twice as many participants than regular martial arts right now, and that only happened over the last 20-something years. So, Mr. Butts, I'm going to unmute you because I want to say hello to you.
All right.
How you doing, sir?
How you doing, sir? I'm doing great. How are you doing? We had a graduation this past week, this past Saturday, and we run 4 graduations starting at 9 o'clock and runs right up to 1 o'clock because we do a Little Dragon separate. We had 123 Little Dragons graduate.
Wow.
Second graduation, we had 142. That was our white and yellow belt group. Third graduation had 156, and our last graduation 181. But the neat thing about it that you really touched on in the presentation was I used to do the graduations. Man, they last all day, and the parents were, and we go through every technique they did, every technique, and it was stressful for the kids, stressful for the parents. And one of the things you taught me years and years ago was to highlight the important parts. Everything's important, but to make it a graduation, make it a almost like that recital where they get to see the high spots. And we've kept it at an hour for every one of those graduations. And when we made that change years ago, the parents were so grateful. It's funny because I thought they really enjoyed the full day event. No, no, they were not excited about it. And I think one of the things you told me back then was when you go to college, you want to go to the graduation and share the graduation. You don't want to bleed through school with them, So, so I thought that was really cool, and we keep that format that you put in place, and it works. Everything from the music, the high energy music, to spotlighting, to demonstrations, and the parents are in, parents are out. The one key thing that another key point you made at the end of it was that 5 to 10 minutes on belts. You got 123 Little Dragons, and getting all their belts out to them and doing the handshakes, belt presentation, and all that. Literally, it was in that 6-minute time frame. For 123 kids, 123 Little Dragons. So and they weren't rushed. They make sure they got photo times, and we make sure we've got enough instructors up as we're calling the names out, and they're coming up. They're getting their belts. So. The timeline is critical, keeping things moving. So thank you for that.
I've seen quite a few posts of your ninja tricks online.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it's going great. We've we launched it in one of our other locations, one of my own personal locations. We were kind of waiting on some space for that strip mall to make sure that was working. But the Ninja Tricks it's really cool. The parents are kind of seeing just a completely different but the same type environment in the program. And what I mean by that is we wanted to make sure that the program had structure, it had discipline, but the kids were having that really incredible time. The birthday parties are just a no-brainer. My instructors love it because now they're not having to figure out how to do the board breaking for the kids and, all the traditional stuff that we did in birthday parties. Now the kids are coming in and they are just stoked to run the obstacle courses and do the Ninja Warrior challenge. And I'm really excited. It's just growing and growing. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Talking to Castillo, one of the best benefits he's gotten is his instructors got really, really excited to present it. He had a son, and his son loves martial arts. He was getting a little burnt out.
Right.
Him teaching the young kids, and he's gotten really, really creative. He's done some nice videos with him and his students doing this. So they love it. Same with the bakers.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's it was something that got really excited about when we started putting it in place, and the enthusiasm was easily carried over by the students. And we have a gentleman in Canada, Yannick, that started his school, and he was referred by Steve Castillo. So that was awesome. And I was just speaking with him this morning on his program, and he's fired up, and he's teaching me French. So it's been good. Yeah, he really is. He's really neat, and he does the stuff. He's got it up on his website. He's promoting. He's doing. He should be getting his obstacle course today. A little bit longer getting stuff shipped to Canada, I've learned. So just going through customs and things, but it's been great. Yeah, and he's excited. He's fired up. So see how he goes.
I've known him for quite a long time. Info and coaching his school for a while.
Yeah, he's a really neat guy, and he follows up. That's what I like about it. He follows up. So So yeah, well, thank you.
Very cool. Okay, everyone, I'm going to make a recording of this. If you have any friends that would like to have hear it, just direct them to Rainmaker's Business Solution, and I'll post that up today.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you, Sal. Back. Say goodbye.